Hello and welcome to Move Face Designs. This is the second video in this series of short videos on showing how a complete novice can get into a fabric collage. So hopefully you will have seen my first video that shows you the patterns on the website and how to stick your pattern together. So once you've done that, the next thing to do is to prepare your fabric. It's quite simple. But first of all, we need some type of glue, and the type of glue that I like to use comes in a roll, but you can buy it in sheets and all different sizes. And basically what it is a carrier paper on the back with glue on the front. And what happens is when you iron your fabric, this glue attaches itself to the fabric, and then the carrier paper is usually discarded, but not straight away. Okay, so there are all different types of this. I'll just name a few: steamer seam, misty fuse, heat and bond, but this is the one that I particularly like to use. It's called Bonder Web. And the reason I like to use this one is it produces quite a nice collage, but the collage isn't too stiff, but it's got a little bit of substance, and it doesn't gum up my needles when I'm trying to thread paint or anything like that. Okay, so first of all, obviously you cut all your fabric up. You can use these instruments here, and I suspect some of you out there that have already have done some sewing in some sort of way or another have probably got these. But obviously I've cut mine with scissors because as a complete novice you might not have any of the instruments that you need. So we do it the good old-fashioned way and use scissors. So I've cut a piece of that Bonder Web off of the roll and just going to lay it on my ironing mat. It's rolling up, so we'll do that. And then you've cut your fabric. I've cut mine into strips using the scissors. As you can see, the lines are a little bit wavy, so we just offer it up onto there. Obviously you can see I'm doing reds at the minute. It's quite nice to have lots of different colours, but lots of different shades within the colour. And as you can see here, there's quite a lot of there's a lot going on with these patterns, although when you look at them they probably read fairly plain, but they will give texture to your collage. Okay, so next thing is to heat your iron and apply heat. My iron has got a shoe on it, and what that means is I can put it straight on there, and even if I get a little bit of glue on it, it won't stick. But if you don't want to get glue on your iron, best thing to do is just use a bit of your parchment paper. It has a lot of uses. This is one of them. Again, you don't need anything specific for applique to do this. And you will have already got your parchment paper so that you're ready to work on your collage. Okay, I'm going to take that off because I don't actually need it. So you just gently apply your heat. What I would say is each and every different type of glue has got its own manufacturer's instructions, and they are all just slightly different. So what I would suggest you do, whatever one you decide to use, make sure you follow the instructions for that particular one, because if you don't, you can't guarantee that your finished product will behave in the way it should. Okay, so I've applied heat, and I like to turn it over because then I can just have a little look. See, that hasn't attached itself there. So it just needs a little bit more time. And that piece up there as well. Okay, so you always make sure that when you've got it, your carrier paper is down on your ironing board and the glue is facing up, and then you need to make sure that the side that you want to use in your collage is also facing up. So for instance, you could put it on upside down. It doesn't matter. Here I've got one that is the right side of the fabric, and obviously the glue is underneath that carrier paper. And then I've done it upside down, back to front, however you want to say it. And as you can see, there are two slightly different shades. And that's usually quite helpful in your collage. If you don't have the right colour, or the colour that you've got is a little bit too dark, always check the back of your fabric, because it might well be that you can actually use the back of it. So that's a useful bit of information to use. Obviously with this one, it's a batik fabric and it's the same on the back and the front, so it doesn't make any difference with that. But that one has also a bit different on the back. I could use that. I have never used the back of that one, but that doesn't mean to say that I couldn't. So once you've done that and you've allowed it to dry, cool, not dry, I suppose the glue is a little bit wet. Just cut it up between your sheets, and then just cut it into what you consider to be manageable size pieces. I'm going to cut that bit because there's no glue on that. My pieces on my collages aren't massive, so I can cut that in two and safely know that most of my sizes will go onto that size sheet. Just makes it easier to store them. So that's it really. Once it's done like that, I'll see if I can peel it off to show you. There we go, and that now has nothing on it. That is just the carrier paper, and then the glue now is on the back of your fabric. So there we are, we're ready to start our collage. Once I've cut my pieces up, I tend to store them in boxes like this. This is my blue, and it has got lots of pieces in it that are already ready, and I can just dip into my box, decide which piece I like, choose that, and then add it to my collage. The thing is, my boxes are quite full, so some of my colours have already got 2 boxes, so I think I was a little bit hasty buying such a small box. So now my colours are divided into, I've got a couple of browns, so they're light browns, dark browns, and neutrals as well. So yeah, but I'm liking being able to do that and just dip into them. So that's it really. Thank you for watching this video. In the next video, I think what we'll do is we will start the collage. That's the fun part. So in the meantime, take care of yourselves, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye.